Let me give you some tips about how to talk to some investors out there. My name is David, for those of you who haven't met me, and I am a venture capitalist. I invest in startups, and I'm gonna give you some tips based on what I've learned while talking to a lot of entrepreneurs. So here we go. Entrepreneurs are nervous when they talk to investors, but get this, investors have huge incentive to want to impress you too. Why? Because they want you to want their money. They want you to like them. Believe it or not, investors, they also have bosses too. For those of you who don't know, venture capitalists like me, I'm not the master and the one in control. In fact, I too have investors who care about how I make my bets. So I'm here to impress you as much as you're here to impress me. So keep that in mind. I'm going to talk about 3 things that you should think about. I advise you, when you talk to an investor, to ask questions about their family. I mean this. Very few entrepreneurs will go out of their way to talk to investors about their family members. Somebody has a lot of money, someone's an investor, ask them, are you married? Are you dating? Do you have kids? These are personal questions, I know, but these are the type of questions that they probably don't get very often. I know this for a fact because no entrepreneur asks me those questions. In fact, I'm usually the first one to ask them. So I advise you, ask this question, and what it does is it establishes rapport between you and the investor, okay? Number 2, when you talk to an investor, the way to get to their heart is also to actually suggest not just coffee, but ask them, hey, why don't we grab a meal together?
Invite me to dinner, Frank.
What?
Eating a meal is a long lost art. I know most people meet their investor over Zoom, maybe over Google Meets or Microsoft Teams, but if you can't, I highly advise you to try to have a meal with the investor. I would advise you not just any meal, but invite them over, let's say your favorite restaurant. So something I do when I talk to my investors is I ask them, have you been to Vietnam? Come over, let's have some amazing pho, let's have some good tea, let's have some coconut. Things that they don't usually get, I try to offer it to them and then they come and join me. Number 3, something else that you can actually present to your investors, to actually ask them a little bit about what's giving them a tough time, what keeps them up at night. The thing about human beings is that there's only 2 things keep us going, pleasure and pain. Think about that, okay? There's pleasure. We do things because we really love it. It's so good, it feels good. That's pleasure. But sometimes we do things because we want to avoid pain. Oh, it hurts, it's painful. So that's why I avoid it. Those are 2 big motivating factors, pleasure and pain. So for you to ask an investor, hey, what keeps you up at night, is you actually asking them and trying to peel underneath all of that layer and ask them, hey, what gives you pain? And by suddenly making this not necessarily just about you, because so many entrepreneurs and founders only talk about themselves.
Look at me.
But the minute you actually turn the tables around and ask them what's their problem, what do they struggle with, what are their pains, you've opened up a whole nother area of connection between you and the investor. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, that is masterful. So think about that when you talk to investors next time, all right? Those 3 tips, keep it in mind. I wish you luck when you raise money. You will raise a lot of money if you keep these advice in mind. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.